everyone, this is Ellen and today I'm going to give you my review of The Marriage Game by Alison Weir. I have read approximately about 5 books by Alison Weir by now, and she is mainly well known for her historical fiction, and she currently has some new books lined up specifically to do with the 6 queens of Henry VIII. The book I'm going to talk to you about today is actually about Queen Elizabeth and her essential reign over England during the 1500s, and I think maybe slightly before. I don't know my dates, I'm not a historian. And essentially has to keep all these courtiers and princes and kings sweet and meat as she essentially takes power in England. Now, this was quite controversial during the time because women were considered to be the weaker sex and therefore were unable to govern or rule. However, Elizabeth, due to her own particular reasons, never wanted to marry. This partly might have been because of the marriage between her mother and Henry VIII, which we all know didn't end very well. What I really loved about this book was the vivacity in which Alison Weir wrote her characters, in which she portrayed them all, and how they're all very distinct. I find the particular relationships that she drew out throughout this period to be absolutely fascinating, particularly Elizabeth's power relationship with Robert Dudley, drawing upon her past with Catherine Parr. Also, it does kind of intertwine with Alison Weir's other books, such as A Dangerous Inheritance and of course The Lady Elizabeth, which is the precursor to this novel, which I really enjoyed because it helped to tie everything together. It made everything flow so much better. However, there were some things I didn't like about it, and that pretty much is actually Elizabeth. I felt she was very vain and that she was very fickle because in a way I felt this was kind of repetitive after a while, because she goes into the marriage game and they bring up proposals about who she's going to marry, who they don't want her to marry, who she's going to marry, and her answer keeps changing, which I understand is what she wants to do because essentially she doesn't want to get married at all, but in the century she lives in, that's unthinkable. I just didn't feel like there was very much substance to her, and I know she was intelligent, and Alison Weir did iterate upon that point a few times. It just didn't come across enough in her writing. I felt very much that she was playing a very girly young figure that was a bit flippant and a bit all over the place, which I felt was actually quite opposite to The Lady Elizabeth, the precursor to this novel, where Elizabeth came off as quite grandeur, intelligent and witty. But I felt that this was lacking somewhat in The Marriage Game. Whether that was because Elizabeth's nature as queen, she had to change and she felt she had to be this person, I don't know, but something about it just didn't quite mesh with me in a way that I wanted. But I'm not disappointed with this book at all. I'd probably give it about 3.5 out of 5 stars, just because of what I felt it was lacking in terms of character development, and I felt it was quite repetitive in places. But that was what happened. So I can't really deny Alison Weir's facts on that point, but I just felt when I was reading it that I kind of read this a bit earlier on. I do, however, still love Alison Weir. She's still one of my favourite historical novelists. I think she's fantastic and everything she writes is so heartwarming and her characters just bounce off the page and into your life. But this book just didn't quite do it for me out of her other ones. I would definitely recommend to certainly pick up an Alison Weir book. I just maybe wouldn't recommend to start with this one. Innocent Traitor still by far is my favourite novel by Alison Weir. If you really love historical fiction and you love the Tudor period, please, 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 please try Innocent Traitor because it's just so amazing, and it'll just read it for yourselves and find out. Okay, so I think that wraps it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below if you've read this book or read anything by Alison Weir, or even want to recommend me more historical fiction. So yeah, I'll see you guys around. Bye!